Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is a double shot of Tier 7 action featuring the T71. The T71 was one of the light tanks in patch 9.18, which wasn't really changed as far as I know. I do have one, but I haven't driven it for a long time. These two games, they both go down to the wire and they feature something that's... Light tanks have changed a lot in the last patch. A lot of tanks being promoted, a few new tanks being introduced to the game, and of course the T71 with its auto loader, it looks like it's got 6 shells in the auto loading clip. APCR is standard for 150 damage, 145 penetration, heat rounds 210 penetration. This game is intizando from KIA clan. I hope I've pronounced your name right. Intizando from KIA, killed in action as he's doing the right thing on fiery salient and lighting up the field. Down the 1-2 line. Now he is on a mission here to personally spot at least 6 enemy vehicles and survive the battle. Pretty sure he spotted both that Type 64 and the Hellcat, which was killed by the artillery, the Lorraine 15550. Now he's in a Tier 8 game and he's in a Tier 7 light tank. Now that might sound like he's not top tier, but if you look at the other tanks, the other light tanks which were promoted, the fact that the T71 wasn't promoted to the next level sort of means he's probably sort of almost top tier. You know, light tanks traditionally used to have different matchmaking to other tanks. You used to see used to see your own tier plus 2 more tiers. No, you used to see plus 3, and now you see plus 2, of course. So light tanks are now getting the same matchmaking as mediums, heavies and tank destroyers, and of course artilleries. Bit of a slow start to this game on fiery salient, and yeah, he's on a mission to personally spot 6 enemy vehicles and survive the battle. Well, I reckon he's spotted 2, the Type 64 and the dead Hellcat. He's just kicking back, waiting at the moment. Can't see what kind of equipment he's running. I'm tipping he's running optics because you can't see any binoculars. And no camo net, but he's probably got a pretty good camo crew. Probably vents. Vents might help with all the different crew skills of a tank. Of course, the T71, it's been around for a long time. This is the first auto-loading tank that I ever owned, as he tries to zoom in on the Type 64, the premium Chinese Tier 6 light tank, which I've done a video on not so long ago, and that showed that some of these light tanks that didn't get moved to tier or didn't get a big nerf, such as the premium tanks, the Type 64, the Type 62, and of course the M41 Grand Final tank, the Black Dog, what some people call it. They're very handy tanks indeed, even though they're lights. As he keeps looking at that Type 64, he puts one shot into the premium Chinese tank and another one. Picks up his first kill for the game. 2 threes to score. He's done 138 damage for his 1 kill. 771 assisted damage as he decides against stuffing around in the 1-2 line anymore. He auto aims at the KV2. Puts a couple of shots towards him. Turns off the auto aim. 1 shell left. That should be enough for his second kill. And that evens up the scoreboard at 4 apiece. Now, Intizando's platooned up with his old mates from KIA clan, Dr. Fishy and Cripperland. Dr. Fishy in the A44, and he was down the 1-2 line with Intizando, and of course Cripperland in the IS2. He's going where the heavies normally go, along the eastern side, as that auto-loading gun reloads, and he looked for some cheeky shots over to the east. He's looking at that T28 prototype. This is his first shot. Second shot goes through, he goes unlit, so he fires a couple of blind shots. Artillery just damages his tracks and takes him for 97 hit points as he pulls back and waits for that auto gun to reload. And of course that first artillery was just the FV304, which he didn't really need to worry about too much, but the GW Panther got him, tracked him and stunned him. So rather than use his repair kit, he's just going to wait for his tracks to fix themselves before relocating and looking for more opportunities on fiery salient to dish out some damage to the enemy and of course spot for his team. Now, not sure how many tanks he's spotted here. We'll see at the post-game battle results at the end if he does manage to get this mission. Auto aims at the Panther. pulls back, lights a few tanks towards the east, possibly, maybe the Skoda, the Hellcat. But if they were spotted already, then it's not going to go towards his mission. But anyway, 4-5's the score. They're down by 1 tank. They've lost their artillery, which is interesting. Probably a bit of counter battery there, or maybe he went a little bit too far forward and was outvisioned by one of the enemy medium tanks, possibly. I reckon it might have been counter arty. The FV does have a kill. Maybe it was the French Tier 7 artillery. This is a Tier 8 game. And look at that, he's looking at that Panther. He's thinking, gee, I wouldn't mind having a crack at that. Panther just disappears. So he's going to focus his attention towards Cripperland in his IS-2 and try and give him a bit of support. He's on his own on that eastern flank. There are some pretty heavily armoured tanks on the enemy side. The T28 prototype, the VK4502A, the IS, even the AT15A can be a challenge to penetrate sometimes. Even though it's just a Tier 7, the T28 prototype gets lit again on 1,023 hit points. And Cripperland is going to need a bit of help if he's going to get rid of the Tier 8 American heavily armoured tank destroyer. Of course, it's not very quick, so we know it's still there, even though it hasn't been spotted. IS gets spotted as well, but the T71 gets spotted as well. He auto aims at the IS. The IS not looking his way. The first shot misses, turns off the auto aim. Second shot goes through. Third shot picks up his third kill of the game, and there's a Hellcat as well there, and he needs to, even though it's only a Tier 6, it's got a pretty handy gun on it, and he's trying to unload into the Tier 6 American tank destroyer, but with only one shell left in the clip, he pulls back for the reload. Cripperland's really copping it hard and gets taken out by the heavy tank number 6, the Tier 6 Japanese premium heavy tank, the one that looks like a Tiger, but the Skoda gets taken out in the middle of the map. Still only down by 1 tank, 6-7, so all's not left. All is not lost yet. Looks like he might have got lit by the Hellcat there. And he bounces that shot. That's unlucky. Cops a shot from the American tank destroyer. Keeps the auto aim on. Puts another shell into him. Takes it down to 110. He's only got 1 shell left. That should be enough to kill him, but he's decides on the reload instead. He's got 3 kills up his sleeve. 1378 damage done. 771 assisted damage. As he waits for that American gun to reload. It is a pretty quick reload for something which is a 6-shot autoloader when you compare it to the French 4-shot autoloaders with the new way things have happened in the game. It does seem very, very quick for a 6-shot autoloader to reload so fast. The T28 prototype's trying to chase him, but of course the advantage of the T71 over the T28 is the T71 has a lot more speed, so it looks like he's going to go for a bit of a flanking manoeuvre. That T28 Pro, those other 2 tanks down there, looks like he's auto-aimed at that Hellcat. He bounces the Hellcat again. The second shot doesn't bounce, he gets rid of him. Cops a shot from the FV. Needs to be wary of that T28 prototype, using the undulations of the land to his advantage here, and of course his speed. But that T28 prototype is getting closer and closer as he waits for that gun to load. Looks like the gun's facing the wrong way now. This bloke's just going to give him the kill. He's got to move away from that gun. He puts the shot in. Another one. Picks up the kill on the Tier 8 tank destroyer. That was brilliant. There, it looks like the heavy tank number 6 just fired and missed. He takes another reload. Artillery shoots and misses. 9 all is the score. He's on 5 kills. 1,919 damage, 771 assisted damage. And he really needs to get rid of that heavy tank number 6. That's the guy who's lighting him up. Artillery is all over Intizando from KIA clan in the T71. His gun's just about loaded now. You could probably take 1 shot from that heavy tank number 6, but he's pinging, he's calling for help. Nobody's in a position to help him. They're all down this 1-2 line. There's no way in the world that any of his friends are going to be able to help him against that Japanese Tiger. So he pulls back again, trying to lure that heavy tank number 6 out into the open a little bit. Artie shoots and misses again. Looks like the heavy tank number 6 gun was facing towards the west, so he pulls back. There he is. He's caught him napping here. He's got him. He should have him here. He's got to keep moving. He ammo-racks him in the end. And again, takes a reload and gets the hell out of dodge because those artillery's firmly focusing on him. Those artillery's, instead of focusing on all these slow tanks, these Scorpion Gs won't be moving too far. The T150 certainly won't be moving too quickly, or the AT8. So instead of the enemy artillery's aiming on this big group of tanks in the northwestern region, they're clearly focusing on Intizando from KIA. He's got 6 kills. He's already confirmed a top gun, but he wants to turn this into a win. They're only up by 1 tank. 10-6 is the score. 2 artilleries on the enemy team. The 2 artilleries on Intizando's side have both been taken out. Not sure who killed them. The Arties have got 1 kill each, so maybe they've both been doing a bit of counter battery. No, the GW Panther just picked up the kill on the AT8 on the other side of the map, so clearly at least one of the artilleries was spotted early. Not sure if it was the FV. FVs can often get a little bit too far forward. 4 enemy tanks left, a Scorpion G and AT-15A, and 2 artilleries, the FV-304 and the GW Panther at Tier 7, as Intizando moves up to the hill on Fiery Salient. His teammates sort of sitting there. Looks like Dr. Fishy in the A44 is trying to push forward, trying to get vision on that Scorpion G and the AT-15, which is last seen down the southwestern side of the map. And Intizando trying to move forward on this hill, and once he does, once he gets down to around about here, they'll have total vision control, and that would be this southwest corner is probably the only places these enemy tanks could be. As he moves through the bushes, he's trying to get some vision on the artilleries. There's the GW Panther. He's requesting fire on it, but nobody can shoot him, so I think he needs to do this himself. So he decides, yep, I will do it myself. Puts 2 shots into the Tier 7. He's no longer spotted, but a blind shot picks up the kill. Scorpion G kills the AT-15 on the other side of the map. He takes a reload. He's got 6 shells left, 6 APCR shells left before going to the premium rounds. He's on 7 kills, 2,500 damage. A little bit of assisted damage as well as he starts moving forward, looking for that FV-304. Scorpion G gets lit by the A44, Dr. Fishy, and he'll be hoping that his friendly Scorpion Gs have got shots on the premium Tier 8 German tank destroyer. 13-10's a score. Moving forward now, looking for that little Tier 6 British artillery. Dr. Fishy gets taken out by the Scorpion G, so we know where the Scorpion G still is. Just rolls up and down over the railway lines, looking for vision on the FV. You can't see him. 13-11's the score. There's 2.5 minutes to go. He's imploring his teammates to attack. Yep, that he was on full health, the enemy Scorpion G, and looks like the enemy Scorpion G is going to go straight into the tanks and pretty much maybe throw his health away. Maybe he's just panicking. Intizando's on 7 kills, 2,500 damage, 771 assisted damage. And he's got no idea where that FV-304 is. Scorpion G gets lit again and shoots towards the T150. And there's that. He must have a good camo crew, that FV-304. 2 shots is all it takes. He picks up his 8th kill, and with 8 kills comes the coveted Radley Walters medal. And what a ripper of a result from Intizando from KIA clan in the T71s. We have a quick look at the post-game battle results. It's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for that little performance. The Bruiser Demolition Export, that'll be for the ammo rack on the heavy tank number 6, I think it was. The Duelist, the Fire for Effect, the Radley Walters medal for 8 kills, which is absolutely fantastic. Perscucci's for killing 2 artilleries, the High Caliber, and of course the Top Gun for getting the 6 kills. He well and truly carried that one. 2,920 hit points of damage for his 8 kills, 1,436 base experience. The 2 Scorpions had a pretty good game. His platoon mates probably a little bit disappointed in their performance, but in the end he fired 32 shots, 24 hit, 22 did damage, and that was enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge and a tidy little profit there, not needing any premium ammunition for that game. 18,052 credits after tax with a standard account, and of course that was it on Fiery Salient. As we move on to this second game, this double shot of Tier 7 American light tank action. This one features 007 Sam from Crazy Clan. 007 Sam, I'm sure he sent me 1 or 2 replays in the past, and this time we're on Corellia, and he's not stuffing around. He's top tier in this game, and you see more and more of this all the time when you're playing light tanks now. Of course, in the past, if you're in a high tier light tank, you would only see, you'd be lucky to see a top tier battle in 1 in 4 games, probably less, probably 1 in 5 or 1 or 6 games. But now with the new standard matchmaking for light tanks. You can really get aggressive and go to town in these games. Of course, he's in the T71. He's got 30 standard rounds and 30 premium rounds loaded as he moves up to the donut on Corellia. Looks like he's going to go for a little bit of a snipey snipe on that T25 too, but he goes out of view range. Two friendly tanks have been killed already, the AMX 12T at tier 6 and the AMX ELC at tier 5. The auto aims at the AMX 1375 on the enemy side. And looks like the 1375 is getting nice and aggressive as well. Doesn't realise that T71's an auto loader as well, possibly, or that there are so many tanks on this donut. 007 Sam takes a reload there rather than go after the French light tank. Looks like that 1375 was unspotted for a while. Let's go to T25, having a red hot go, as 007 Sam waits for that gun to reload, and then he can, this is what I'm talking about. He can just farm damage all day long. Puts a couple of shots into the AMX 1375. He's on nearly 500 damage already, but his team's in the world of trouble with the score on 0-4. T150 picks up the kill on the M7. The artillery takes out the light tank, the AMX 1375, and that's slowly starting to even it up. 2-4. There's still 2 tanks down. Looks like the little tier 6 German tank destroyer is ignoring 007 Sam in his auto-loading tank, and Sam doing the right thing, keeping him tracked, putting some damage in, and now he pulls back and takes a reload as J Panther kills the JPZ4. And they're clawing it back. 3-4's the score now. 007 Sam on 778 damage already, 433 assisted. The Bishop picks up the kill on the T150. T150, probably the biggest tank in the game size-wise, so he probably didn't have a great deal of trouble lining him up. 007 Sam looking for the sniper shot on the Type 64. The Type 64 is not silly though. He's staying behind that rock. He knows what's good for him. He's only on 108 hit points. KV1 looks like he's going for it. 007 Sam, I reckon he's just seen an opportunity there. The VK30 01P coming around to try and do something in the middle of the map. He auto aims, shoots and misses, and he goes unspotted. He probably needs to try and light that tank up if he can, otherwise the KV1's going to die, which he does. Goes down to the T25 too. 3-7's the score, and 007 Sam's going to have to start making that American gun sing. Gets 2 shots into the VK, 3 shots. I'd be taking that blind shot, you may as well. Doesn't look like the blind shot landed. He lights up the Bishop though, and of course that's always the way when the Bishop, when you light something up in an auto loader, then it's generally when you're reloading. Zooms right in on the tier 5 artillery, keeps his gun steady. It's nearly loaded. Put a couple of shots in there, at least 2 in there. Picks up the kill on the tier 5 British artillery. That's his first kill of the game, but he's going to need to get some more because the score is 4-9. Got a few comments in the chat about the S35CA, whether he's a bot or not, or whether he's just AFK. Looks like he's AFK. The IKV-65 back at the base with the artillery. Seem to be lighting up the enemy tanks that are going for the cap, going for the cheap kills against the artilleries. Auto aims at the Type 64, picks up the kill. And the STRV M42 gets done by the M44 as 007 Sam takes the reload. He's on 2 kills, 1368 damage, 556 assisted. He's on his own up here in the donut, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He's waiting for that auto-loading American gun to reload, and then I reckon he's going to be straight back into the action. Turns to look, make sure nobody's pushing from that direction. No idea where that KV2 is on the enemy side. He hasn't been spotted for a while. Maybe he's content to camp the K6 corner. Sam looking for some cheeky snipey shots on the IKV 103. Or the T25 too, or maybe even that VK is presenting himself very nicely. 1 shot in, 1 more will do it. That's his 3rd kill. 8-9, they're slowly bringing it back, and somehow the IKV 65 too picks up the kill on the IKV 103, and that evens it up at 9 apiece. There's 2 artilleries on each side, so Sam's doing the right thing. He's going to keep moving. T25 2 on the enemy side, right up there which looks like that's what Sam's heading for. He knows that T71 Tier, he'll be lighting up all these campers, 2 artilleries and 2 tank destroyers. And they need to get rid of that quick smart. Looks like the J Panther's been stunned. J Panther and the IKV-65 both one-shots. They're both on under 100 hit points. Looks like the T71 Tier was shot. And so 2 bullets into the side of the American Tier 7 tank destroyer is all 007 Sam's going to need to pick up his 4th kill and bring his damage count up to 1,776. He bounces a shot from the PZSFL IVC, the toaster tank. Instead of running away, he charges straight towards it to keep him lit for his team, and it's just him and 3 artilleries left. He's decided, I'll take this lightly armoured German tank destroyer, thank you very much. There's kill number 5, and that's even again at 11 apiece. 1 light tank and 3 artilleries make that 2 artilleries versus a heavy, a medium and 2 artilleries. What's 007 Sam from Crazy Clan going to do? He's taking a reload. He's only got 8 standard rounds left, but I'm sure he'll be happy to use premium if he needs to, if he's going to turn this game into a win. 2 artilleries, one of them's already been damaged. I hope he is relocating, because that Hummel or the GW Panther, I'm sure, will be putting a couple of blind shots in towards where they were last spotted. There's that KV2 that we haven't seen for so long. He auto aims, moves around to try and keep a little bit of distance. He'll be hoping that that KV2 is it's got his blinkers on, and he'll be hoping the KV2 is going to go straight for those artilleries. And if he does, if that KV2 goes straight for the artilleries, then 007 Sam can easily flank him and unload his clip into the side of the Russian Tier 6 derp heavy tank. Looks like the M12 has done a bit of kamikaze. The M12 has stunned the KV2. KV2 shoots and kills the GW Panther. Bounces his first shot, goes straight for the KV2. That KV2 will be reloading for some time, and that's enough time for Sam to pick up the top gun and slowly claw it back. 12 to 13, still down by a tank. 6 kills, 2,500 damage done, 556 assists. It's just 007 Sam in the T71 and the M44 left. That was a pretty big shell, probably from the GW Panther, and that PZ4H was last spotted at H5. As Sam changes to premium ammunition, he's used his medkit to revive his crew, so he'll be happy if he doesn't get lit for another 50 odd seconds, just in case he needs to use it again. He's on 6 kills. He's well and truly done all the hard work in this game. Only one other tank has got more than 1 kill, and that's the dead J Panther on 2 kills. He's pinging the map at D0, so he's probably telling him to move back up here to A0. As 007 Sam starts looking around the northwestern part of this map, trying to get some vision on the PZ4H and maybe even 1 or 2 of the artilleries. Two and a half thousand damage done, 556 assisted damage, 6 kills. 007 Sam from Crazy Clan in the auto-loading American Tier 7 light tank, the T71. He's got 6 shells ready to go. Those 6 shells should be enough to take care of any of those enemy tanks. He waits for that gun to aim on the Hummel. First shot misses. Second shot doesn't. One more shot should be enough. That one misses as well, but it doesn't matter when you're in an auto-loader. There's kill number 7 for 007 Sam. And he knows he didn't get lit in that little thing. That's why he stayed back there. If he got too close, then there's every chance that either the Hummel or maybe that PZ4H could have lit him up. So he got the cheap kill, and that's kill number 7, and his damage count up to 2,879 hit points with 5 minutes to go on the clock. He's not going to go for the cap, is he? That could be suicide if he rolled over the cap, that's for sure. Looks like he's going to go around the cap circle, see if he can get a cheeky hit into the Tier 7 German SPG, the GW Panther, who's already on 1 kill, and let's be honest, he might be lit pretty soon. There he is, auto aims, first shot misses. He does get lit that time. The artillery shoots and misses, and that's always a good feeling when you're in a light tank, when the enemy artillery shoots and misses. And now he's moving straight onto the cap circle. He knows that the enemy knows where he is, because he got lit by the GW Panther, and with 4.5 minutes to go, maybe he's thinking, I really don't want to try and chase down this PZ4H. He could be anywhere by now, and he's probably thinking, just in case that PZ4H has gone straight up the 0 line towards his flag, if that PZ4H sits on the cap, then it doesn't matter because 007 Sam's on the enemy cap. He's already picked up 8 kills, 3,239 damage. That's a Radley Walters medal. He's keeping an eye out though, because he's looking in the direction that the PZ4H was last seen. Being a Tier 5 medium tank, you'd imagine the Tier 7 light tank would have a much better view range than the German medium. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will. And you'd like to think that 007 Sam would see the PZ4H before the PZ4H saw him on the cap circle. Of course, you'll know he's from a decent clan, and Cow, ANKOU, they're pretty active as far as I know. You'll be thinking, well, I better go back for the reset. There's 30 seconds to go before he caps this one out. Artillery looks like he's moving straight down the 0 line. And look, if that's where the PZ4H is, then I think that artillery is probably about to die. You can't see him because he's out of the render distance, but 007 Sand still luckily enough to be on full health too. He did, only damage he received was a little bit of stun damage from that the last tank that he killed, the GW Panther. Still sitting on the line. Maybe he's going to be happy to... No, he's not going to cap it out. Just trying to draw that PZ4H back to the cap. He wants another kill. 2.5 minutes to go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Now we can see where the M44 is, up on the donut. And there it is. Looks like the PZ4H is aiming in totally the wrong direction. Or, no, it looks like he might be AFK. That's a pretty cheap kill in the end. And in the end, a massive carry from 007 Sam from Crazy Clan. 9 kills in the T71. As we have a very quick look at the post-game battle results, it's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, a Bruiser, 5 for effect, Radley Walters for getting 8 or 9 kills, the Dimitri's medal for killing 3 artilleries in one game, High Caliber, and of course the Top Gun. Look at all those tanks that he damaged, killed, and spotted. He had an absolute rip-up on... what's it called? Karelia. 3,946 damage, 9 kills, 1545 base experience. Well and truly carried that one. Only one other tank, which was the M44, did more than 1,000 damage on his side. Only 3 enemy tanks did more than 1,000. But 007 Sam from Crazy Clan, almost 4,000 damage, 9 kills, 37 shots fired, 21 hit, 29 went through, and that was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge in the T71, the auto-loading American light tank. Lost a few credits because he was reduced to premium ammunition towards the end, but you would well and truly take that any day. 2 awesome games, 2 very different but still very awesome games in the T71, the Tier 7 American light auto-loading light tank. Thanks for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm stewiejp. You're not. Take care, and see you all next time.